keep it simple. The simpler the better. Simple is so better. Simple sells, as they say. And the more complicated something is, whether that's a landing page or even your copy, and when I'm talking about copy, if you don't know copy, because a lot of people ask me this question, copywriting is simply the art of selling in written form. So when you're writing your copy, whether that's email or on your landing page or wherever, what have you, you want to keep it simple. Always keep it simple for the customer, because that is what sells. And also things that you want to keep in mind is obviously not to overcomplicate it, but you want to talk in the customer's language and not yours. Now, this is crucial, and the reason being is because the customer, you might be an expert in something, and that's why you're giving an email funnel on that. That's why you're teaching a course on that. That's why you have an email marketing sequence around that. You know a lot about that, but the customer or the person that's coming through your funnel or whatever, it doesn't matter if you're doing an email marketing sequence. This is relatable across the board to any copy, any form of copywriting. They might not necessarily be as, informed about it as you. And so you want to talk in the customer's language and not assume that they know everything about that specific niche or specific topic like you do. So always talk in the customer's language, not yours, and don't overcomplicate it. Simple, like I said, the first thing is always better. Then, always talk about what they want. Don't talk about what you want or what you want to even give them. Think, what does my target customer want? And then speak in a language that's simple and say, hey, this is what you want and this is how you get it. Why does this benefit them? And it's literally that simple. So just to recap, keep it simple, don't overcomplicate it. Make sure to talk in their language. Don't assume that they are an expert in this field as well. Talk simple, talk beginner, and talk in their language so that they can understand what you're saying and, the message and really the value that you're trying to convey. And then talk about what they want, not what you want to give them or what you want to talk about, but what do they want, and then speak to them in that language. So here's an example of this in my actual email sequence. The title that catches their attention after they've gone through the email marketing sequence, they've taken my dropshipping courses, is the dropshipping mistake to avoid. Now they're thinking, okay, what is the one dropshipping mistake to avoid? I hope I'm not making it, and if I am, I need to learn what it is so that I can address it. And then the first thing that they see is, are you making this crucial dropshipping mistake? Another thing that you want to keep in mind is you want to spark interest. You want to get them thinking. You want to, basically spark their imagination so that they're putting themselves in your shoes, and you're basically telling them a story about what they should avoid and basically subtly saying that you have the answer. So, are you making this crucial dropshipping mistake? And then I go on to say, what's the best way to grow your dropshipping business? And now, typically speaking, and this is not necessarily wrong, but everybody's answer and the person reading this answer is going to be get more customers. Obviously, more customers equals growing a business, whether you're dropshipping or not, right? So I say, what's the best way to grow your dropshipping business? Most people's answer, get more customers. And then obviously they're going to relate to that and they're think, yeah, that makes sense. But then I go on to say, are they wrong? In theory, no. In reality, yes. Most people focus on how to increase their sales or how to run more profitable ads. And of course, that helps. But the best way to grow your dropshipping business isn't to focus on those one-off customers. It's actually to focus on building your back end. And so now you spark their interest. You're telling them that what they think is going to actually grow their dropshipping store and dropshipping business is not really what actually will. And so basically you're subtly saying you're actually wrong about what you think is going to grow your dropshipping store, and I actually have the answer. And so this is what we're getting into here. We're talking simple. We're talking about the mistake that faces them. We're speaking in their language. We're keeping it simple. We're not overcomplicating it. And so you'll see simple copy here. It's spaced out so that they can read it, and it's not in like a long paragraph that's going to lose their attention. It's very, very short and very simple. So it's actually to focus on building your back end, improve customer service, grow your store's social media, forge relationships with customers, and build your brand. If you want to learn learn more about how to improve your store's backend, increase repeat customers, and build your brand, click the link below. So all of this copy is short, simple. It talks in their language, and it basically says, "Hey, this is a problem that you have, and I have the answer." all of this copy is to basically get a link, click on this below. And basically what I'm doing here is I'm actually just giving them value. I'm not trying to pitch or sell them anything in this email. I'm building trust, respect, and rapport, and I'm getting them to click. One, getting them to click is going to help me in a lot of ways because it's going to give them value, which they're going to be susceptible to my pitch in the future. And number two, it's training them to click the links that I'm sending them so that when I do eventually pitch them, they're going to click a link thinking that they're going to get value. So it's doing a lot of different things in this, and without getting too in depth with it, a couple of things I just wanted to relay to you was not to overcomplicate it, keep it simple. Make sure that you talk about, what they want, not what you necessarily want to give them. Figure out, okay, what do they want? And this is how I can basically write my email copy or my copy in general to talk about what it is that they want. And then talk in their language. Don't talk in yours. And assume that they understand everything that you do, because everybody's not an expert. You just might be, the expert in that field, in their eyes. So make sure you're talking in their language and not yours. So those are simple, easy, effective copywriting tips that are basically going to increase your sales immediately